Hello, Ollie. This is your brake booster. Gonna get tested. Here's my really cool, vintage, original, fully restored by yours truly brake booster testing machine. And we are gonna turn the lights on here because it looks extra cool. And we are going to test your booster. Now then, what we want to achieve, let's see, this is our vacuum. We have what's called constant and control. The constant is always at 20 or 21 inches of vacuum. The control is going to go up and match the constant, except when the brake booster is activated. Then the more you activate it, the less vacuum we have here as it activates the booster. That's what you're going to be looking for there. This needle stays stationary, which also indicates whether or not you have vacuum leak internally. And then this vacuum gauge goes down to 0 as you approach total application of the booster. Now then, on this side, we've got our input and our output hydraulic. This gauge is going to go up and max out. This is our input. This gauge goes up and maxes out. And this gauge then goes up and reads final input pressure as if you're pressing on your master cylinder. And these are Schrader gauges, very rare and really cool. This gauge is output, and this is going to measure the final output pressure of the booster. And this gauge here will max out, and this one will continue up to our final boost pressure. And I love these T50-26 boosters. They are really badass. They put out a 4-to-1 boost ratio. Some versions 4.2-to-1. So what that means is whatever our final input pressure is here, output is going to be at least 4 times as much as input. So here we go. The slowness to getting to final vacuum has solely to do with my vacuum pump, not your booster. Now this is what activates this is what turns on or closes the system. So we have boost pressure, or brake pressure going into the booster. Now we're going to use the master cylinder. That's the master cylinder. And here we go. We know we've got final boost pressure because we're zeroed out on our control, and you can see we're maxed out here up above 350, and we're indicated 15, 16, 17, 1700 psi. So that's pretty darn impressive if you ask me. In a panic stop, you'll be able to lock up those brakes really well. So we'll recycle it and turn off. We do this valve here, and everything goes back to 0. Our gauges go back to 0. We're turned on here. Now we're going to apply the brakes. There you go. Full application and fully maxed out on our gauges. Really cool. Now we come down and check our booster. We have no obvious leaks anywhere. All we want to check for is hydraulic leaks, and and we'll check for, we know we don't have any vacuum leaks because our gauges are staying constant, but we turn off the booster and we can listen for, or turn off the vacuum pump and listen for vacuum leaks. So we release, turn off our vacuum. We have got one really fine booster, Ollie. I sure appreciate you letting me work on it. This is a fine unit. You should get many more years of service out of this thing. Thank you, sir.